Thank you so much for tuning in today. You're listening to The Daily, and I'm your host, Amy Carlin. Today, I'd like to continue yesterday's topic. We were speaking about a devotional address given by Elder Lynn G. Robbins at Brigham Young University's Education Week in 2017. In his message, Elder Robbins teaches how agency and responsibility are entwined. While we are free to make our own choices, we are not free from their consequences. He explained that refusing to take responsibility is counterproductive, even if you're right. Elder Robbins had helped to start a company that taught time management seminars. They also made and sold day planners. When other companies would schedule a seminar, 2 employees in the distribution center of Elder Robbins' company were the ones responsible for prepping and shipping the corresponding materials, such as planners, binders, forms, and a seminar guidebook for each participant. At the time this particular incident occurred, his company was teaching about 250 seminars every month, and the 2 distribution center employees made frequent errors. Sometimes they shipped orders late or didn't ship enough of each item. When complaints were filed, the employees would always blame others. They'd say that the forms had been filled out incorrectly, or that the delivery company delivered the order late, or even that the boxes were prepackaged wrong in another department. After a particularly embarrassing error with an exceptionally large company, Elder Robbins had no choice but to take action. However, he didn't want to fire the 2 men. Instead, he decided to implement an incentive system to motivate them to be more careful. He offered each of them a $1 bonus for each order shipped correctly, which would add up to around $250 each month. He also offered 2 $100 bonuses for having 0 errors in any given month. If they made 1 error, they lost $1 and the first $100 bonus. For a second error, they would also lose the second $100 bonus. He told these employees that they were 100% responsible for each shipment, regardless of where a mistake originated. It didn't matter if the order was placed wrong, if the delivery company delivered it late, or if the kits were prepackaged incorrectly. When the employees complained that this wasn't fair, Elder Robbins told them, "Well, it may not seem fair, but that's life. You will lose your bonus." He continues, "What I did was eliminate the anti-responsibility list as an option for them. They now understood that they could no longer blame others, make excuses, or justify errors, even when they were right and it was someone else's fault." End quote. Elder Robbins says that it was very fascinating to watch how these 2 employees changed. They started double-checking everything with other departments and with the freight company. They would call the client company to make sure everything had arrived correctly and gave themselves time to fix it if it hadn't. He ends, "Errors finally stopped happening, and the employees began to earn their bonuses month after month. It was a life-changing experience for them to learn firsthand the power, control, and reward of being 100% responsible. What these 2 employees learned is that when they blamed someone else, they were surrendering control of the shipment's success to others, such as the seminar division or the freight company. They learned that excuses keep you from taking control of your life. They learned that it is self-defeating to blame others, make excuses, or justify mistakes, even when you are right. The moment you do any of these self-defeating things, you lose control over the positive outcomes you are seeking in life." End quote. It is always better to be responsible than it is to be right. Let's accept responsibility for our actions and take control of our lives. If you would like to read or listen to the remainder of Elder Robbins' message, visit speeches.byu.edu and look up Be 100% Responsible. Thank you again for listening today. The Daily is brought to you by The Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.